not just a hobby, it's a superpower. And today we are unlocking the minds, the moments, and the magic behind every great book on Edo Bookshelf, which is a program designed to showcase the importance and productivity of reading culture at all levels. Because when we read, we don't just absorb facts, we build empathy, strengthen focus, and expand our mental maps. Reading connected to the world we have never seen and to part of ourselves we have never met. Edo Bookshelf, raising and projecting literary giants and informed leaders in our society. Tune in with Oseyande Idede and Chelsea Osho, live on EBS Television.
Good day, viewers. Welcome to the program, Edo Bookshelf, reaching you live from EBS TV. Of course, you know this program is an amazing program where we discuss about the essence of books. We talk about the promotion of reading culture. I'm Chelsea Shaw, your host, and I have with me in the house a guest. Her name is Angel Assign. She's a project strategist. Angel, how are you today?
Very fine, thank you.
So how is Lagos?
Lagos is wonderful.
I've been expecting you, and I'm glad today that you're here with me today on the program. So how do you feel? I hope you're happy.
Very, very excited to be here.
All right, my amazing viewers, the topic for discuss today is actually about local events, local literary events, a panacea for enhancing reading culture. Of course, local literary events such as book fairs, author talks, story times, community workshops are foundational in enhancing reading culture by transforming reading from a solitary act to a celebratory experience, just like in the case of my beautiful Angel Saint. Well, in case you don't know, she happens to be the winner of the Readathon in the Edo Book Arts Festival. That was in the year 2024. Angel, am I right? I'm also proud of you that day, you know.
Thank you.
With that beautiful standing ovation for you. So, Angel, I want to ask you this afternoon, what actually motivated you, to participate in that Readathon?
Actually, thank you so much, first of all, for having me. I'm really excited to be here. So, one of the things that motivated me to participate in the Readathon is actually a Guinness World Record that I tried breaking, where I read for 230 hours, was because of the lack of reading culture in our society nowadays.
Yeah.
It's very, very evident. So I felt a drive, I felt the motivation to try and be that role model for the upcoming one, somebody that they can look up to and know that something like that. Just know that,
to the literary
just know that reading is not a waste.
Sure,
Yeah, because that's most of the idea that our youth are having these days, and it's really, really sad. Look at the jam score. It's really, really sad. Yeah, so that's what I did, and that is what I am also doing. It's a continuous effect. It's not something
like the spirit. I like
yes,
your drive.
It's not something
Angela, say. All right, so
right.
I have another question for you. What was the most exciting, thrilling, or funniest book you read during the Readathon? Because I know you must have read so many books.
Yeah, a lot.
You're a good reader.
Yeah,
So what was the most thrilling, exciting, amazing one? The one you can even call a snack.
It's a book that I read when I was quite young, which is why we need to appreciate authors, good ones.
Of course.
Gone are those days, but we hope the day will come again.
Sure.
I happened to stumble on a book. I attended the Magorio Secondary School, and then the Edo State Library was opposite the school.
So you had the opportunity.
Yes, so during break hours, going to the library, and I stumbled upon a book, The Return of Amaeze by Felix. The Return of Amaeze. That book was wow. It talked about adoption of guests from Nigeria down to outside country, the effect. That really opened my eyes, because then when we were growing up, that was a trend.
Okay.
That was what opened my eyes, and I was like, wow. See, the man never wrote the part 2. Quite painful, sir.
maybe he's watching right now. It's possible he's watching right now. He's listening to you.
Very painful. Yeah, it was a very, very inspirational book, and I think that was one of the things that captivated me. Reading books like that. Yeah, that was one of the things that captivated motivated me.
All right, was there a specific moment when you thought, oh, at this point in time, I just have to keep reading? Maybe there was just a little experience from your cognitive domain that had maybe made you have a prompt to say, oh, I think this particular place that I am, if I continue at the spot that I'm in, I will get to a peak. Was there any point in time, a specific moment where you told yourself, oh, I just have to keep reading? Because sometimes there's some certain circumstances, there's some certain distractions that may want to pull you back.
Yes.
But if you don't have that resilience, you just like, it's over.
True.
But so that's why I'm asking you, was there ever a specific moment, a time, in spite of all challenges, in spite of all odds, and you told yourself, no, come rain, come sun, I keep the ball rolling. I'll keep reading. Was there a time like that?
Yes. My story is not a hidden one. It's online. It's everywhere.
I know.
I happen to write JAM. I think I wrote JAM about 5 times.
Ooh la la.
Yes.
So JAM has been jamming
yes.
you. You were among those jamming.
Yes.
The jam bet.
we wrote JAM from pencil and paper, and we graduated with them to the computer base.
Oh my God! So you're my testimony. A celebrated testimony for
but
that
the truth
matter.
is that it was actually my lowest score that I used in gaining admission.
Can you imagine?
Yes, I think about 196. That was the lowest I had, because I think at then I was kind of like weaking, and I was just like, this is going to be the last time I'm going to be doing this.
That reminds me of one of the figures of speech in literature that talks about situational irony.
So those were challenges. But the truth is that my dad loved education. That's why the effect of parents in a child life, it cannot be overemphasized.
Sure.
My dad loved education. My mom loved education. She invested in private lectures, always emphasizing the whole reading thing. And I grew to love it. It was not like a punishment. I grew to
like
enjoy
some persons will see.
Yes.
When you tell them go and read, they're like,
yes,
oh,
yes.
must I be reading all the time?
Exactly. So I grew up enjoying reading. So when I was having issues with my JAM, I would write JAM, I pass 200 or something, never below. Then you pursue me. Then now there's a cutoff mark. Then even if you make the cutoff mark, there is a particular number they want.
Yes.
It was terrible. And then we didn't have that's why children need orientation. We didn't have the orientation as at then. We wanted to be medical doctors. Even if they are giving you any other thing.
Lawyers or journalists.
Yes, if you're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not an engineer, you feel like you're not part of the, you want to, even if they give you any other course, you don't want to attend. You go back and write that JAM again. So we kept doing that, lack of orientation, right, which is very paramount. Children need orientation in their educational life. So I had a lot of obstacles. But then, because at a point, it was not because of me. I did not want to disappoint my parents. Yes, I think that was the drive. That was the drive. I did not want to disappoint my parents. The Bible said, train up a child
the way he should go,
and when
so
he's
old, he will not depart from it.
So I wanted to do that for my parents. I wanted to come out where, you see, parents nowadays, they tell kids, look at your mates. They are making money. I think
trying to make comparison.
Yes, you understand? So that's the effect that is happening these days. I think parents play about 80%. I'll give them 80% in the effect of what is happening in the life of the youth nowadays. Somebody asked me, I posted about the recent JAM, and somebody asked me that, but I see these children going to lecture, and after closing, you see a lot of people coming back from lecture. How come they are writing this exam and they are failing? The question is what are they doing there? You understand? What are they doing there? The whole cyber crime, the guys want to make money, the girls want to look beautiful for the guys. Everything is everywhere. And a lot of parents are encouraging this. Exactly. A lot of parents are encouraging this. One of those days where parents will tell their kids, you need to learn, you need to go to school. And I won't just blame the parents. Like we said, literary event, a panacea. Now, the thing is this. If you read, what's the effect? What is the advantage of reading? What is the gain? Why should I read? Look at our country today in Nigeria. I don't think there's like a main event when we talk about literature that is actually there that draw the student in. We have no national events. We have nothing like that. There's no national event. Even in the States, there's nothing like that people are like, oh, I want to be the person that is taking this position next time. I want to be that girl. I want to be this person they are celebrating. These are things that...
But thank God for the readathon that you participated and became the winner of 2024.
So
I'm proud of you, Angel.
These are the things that I feel our government and the stakeholders should look into, Let's give our children hope. Let them look forward to something. Let them read because there is something they want to achieve. Our parents then, the reason why education was very, very, was something that they took serious was because that was like almost like the means out of poverty then. You know, if you go to school then, you might get a scholarship, you know, you travel abroad, you know, there were reward system.
That's true.
Nowadays, there's no reward system.
Well, we hope everything's going to bounce back to normal.
That's the prayer.
All right, my amazing viewers, in case you're just tuning in, this is the program, Edo Bookshelf, reaching you live from EBS TV. And the topic of discuss has been literary event, a panacea for promoting reading culture. And I've been with this beautiful and amazing guest of mine, Angel Asay. Stay tuned. I'll be right back soon.
Reading is not just a hobby, it's a superpower. And today we are unlocking the minds, the moments, and the magic behind every great book on Edo Bookshelf, which is a program designed to showcase the importance and productivity of reading culture at all levels. Because when we read, we don't just absorb facts, we build empathy, strengthen focus, and expand our mental maps. Reading connected to the world we have never seen and to part of ourselves we have never met. Edo Bookshelf, raising and projecting literary giants and informed leaders in our society. Tune in with Oseyande Idede and Chelsea Osho, live on EBS Television.
Welcome back to the program, Edo Bookshelf, reaching you live from EBS TV. Asay, let me ask you, the literary celebrity, when you participated in that readathon, aftermath, what was the impacts it has on you as an individual?
One of the impacts is me being here today.
I like that. Roll on there.
Yeah, me having the opportunity to talk to our young ones at home, telling them that they should not give up on education. Saying education is a scam. I know sometimes it might not be, there is an element of truth, but then the truth is this: education, what you get out of education is what you make of it after you are done. You go to school and you don't get a job does not mean that's the end. You can always become an employer.
Sure.
You know, it doesn't mean that's the end of the road for you. It doesn't mean that's a reason for you to divert to the part that is not right, you know. So those are one of the impacts that I feel I have made. I opened a foundation, Broad Brain Foundation, where we train young ones, we groom them. Yes, where we groom them. Yes, especially the ladies. Recently, we've been doing the ladies empowerment program, and I'm really proud of the amount of ladies that we've been able to help.
One of my staff happens to attend the program.
Oh, really?
Yes, one of my staff.
Yeah. So it's something we've dealt with drug abuse. Yes, we've dealt with drug abuse. We've dealt with different things that are actually affecting the youth these days, and these are the things that we need to do. Go to the grassroots, you know, right from the secondary school, right from the primary school. You need to catch them young. Yes, you need to mold their mind when they are actually young. And to that effect, we applied for, as a foundation, my foundation applied to Guinness World Record to host a literary event with the largest prize ever seen. It's a pioneer record. It has not been done, and recently we just got the approval. We are planning on that for next year. So we are going to be hosting a literary event in Nigeria that is going to hold or be giving out the largest prize ever. Yes, I think that should be like a motivation. It's something that we don't just want to do it as a one-time thing. We want it to be something that is going to be reoccurring yearly, you know, to motivate these young ones that there is something that you need to look forward to, you know. Read, so because there's a competition you have to attend.
Read your way through.
Yes, read your way through. You know, there are spelling bees abroad that when you do it, you get to travel out of the country. There are national spelling bees. There are things. You know, our children need to get involved in these things. It's quite painful.
As the giant of Africa.
Exactly. We are the giant of Africa. We are patriotic Nigerians.
Independence is 1960 from the colonial masters.
We are patriotic Nigerians, and we'll keep pushing for the positivity of Nigeria, no matter the negative effect that we are seeing. You know, we are the future leaders of tomorrow. We keep singing that. It's actually the truth, so we need to believe it.
All right, Angel, let me ask you, how many books have you read so far? If you can tell me the total numbers of books you've read, tell me the most interesting one. The one you can say among all the books I've read, this is the one I enjoyed most. It's a book I would love to read over and over and over. I have mine, but I want to know about yours.
Okay, I've read a lot of books.
I know.
I can't put a number on that. I read a lot.
I know.
One of the books I've read I enjoy, a great author things fall apart.
That's our father. Chinua Achebe. All right, at this juncture, what advice do you have for students out there or any person that just think, oh, reading is a stress, reading is boring? In 30 seconds, let me know your advice for such persons.
Okay, my
because
advice...
there are people out there who don't believe in reading, who see it as, it's a waste of time or it's boring. So what kind of advice do you have for such persons? 30 seconds.
My advice for people like that is that reading can be your escape. Reading can be your escape. Mentally, you are going through stuff and you can find solace in the right book.
Sure.
You understand? Even much more than the social media that you see. So I will advise anybody to find a book, pick up a book today. Just enjoy it. Take a chill bath, put your bottle of drink close beside you.
That's Angel, I say. All right, my amazing viewers, it's been a wonderful time. I hope you've been enjoying this program with us. Before we draw the curtains close, I just have one or two things to tell you, drawing from what my guest just said. She said, pick a book, and that's something I'm telling you. Don't see reading, don't see book is boring, because you never can tell what you come across reading that book. I've gained a lot in grabbing some certain books that I never intended reading, but I said, this book, I didn't know about this book. Okay, let me just see. In the process of my reading, I gained one or two. So you could still be in the same shoes. Why don't you just pick one or two books and read today? It's interesting, it's amazing, it's informative, it's also entertaining, like she said, made reference to social medias. Don't forget, when you read, the more you become knowledgeable. Knowledge, they say, is power. I'm Chelsea Shaw. I've been your host on the program. See you again in 7 days' time. God's willing. Thank you for tuning in today.
Reading is not just a hobby, it's a superpower. And today we are unlocking the minds, the moments, and the magic behind every great book on Edo Bookshelf, which is a program designed to showcase the importance and productivity of reading culture at all levels. Because when we read, we don't just absorb facts, we build empathy, strengthen focus, and expand our mental maps. Reading connected to the world we have never seen and to part of ourselves we have never met. Edo Bookshelf, raising and projecting literary giants and informed leaders in our society.